Now at noon, jury selection is underway in the trial of a former sheriff's deputy accused of fatally shooting an unarmed teen. Plus, it's been 3 weeks since Russia invaded Ukraine, forcing millions of people to flee the country. Now families across Europe are opening their homes to the refugees. Gas prices are forcing rideshare companies to charge riders a little extra. We're hearing from drivers who say more needs to be done. And with another round of free COVID tests heading our way, some are now wondering where they actually come from. We verify that coming up right here at 12:12. But first, a gloomy Tuesday in Arkansas. Glad you're with us. I'm Michael Laren. Meteorologist Nathan Scott is over in the Weather Center. And Nathan, we're hoping this nasty weather isn't around for too long.
Well, good afternoon, Michael. The rain's going to stick around, and it's going to be a steady rain here in central Arkansas. Look at the visible satellite, though. You can see the swirl in the clouds in southwestern parts of the state, and all the rain is rotating around this low pressure, keeping the temperatures down into the low 50s, but there is some sun to the north and also down to the south. It's 64 right now in Camden. Watching a corridor of just steady rain move in here from east central Arkansas right over Pulaski County, Lonoke County, Saline County. Not too much once you get to the north of Conway, and nothing happening in Sheridan or Pine Bluff. And this band of steady rain is going to stick in place. It's not moving much at all. So here in Pulaski County and to the east, expect a wet day. Other places, you may stay dry through the rest of your Tuesday. The rain will start to wind down going into later this evening, and it's moving out of here tonight. But keep that rain gear close by here in central Arkansas throughout the day. Highs only topping out into the mid to upper 50s. If you see more sun, you'll warm up into the 60s in North Arkansas and South Arkansas. Tomorrow, everybody's going to see more sun, and the temperatures will be warmer. You're going to like that forecast, and I had that coming up later.
All right, Nathan, happening now in Lonoke County, jury selection is underway in the trial of Michael Davis. The former Lonoke County Sheriff's deputy is accused of shooting and killing unarmed teenager Hunter Britton last summer. He's charged with manslaughter. The trial was moved from the Lonoke County Courthouse to the Cabot Readiness Center. That new venue has fewer windows, so the jury won't be able to see what's happening outside. Cameras are not allowed in the courtroom. However, THV 11's Mercedes McKay is inside, providing updates when she can. As of last check, 7 of the 12 jurors have been chosen. 4 people have been dismissed so far. And we'll have an update for you tonight at 5 and 6. Now to a developing story this afternoon. The Hot Spring County Sheriff's Office and Malvern Police are investigating the death of an 18-year-old. Authorities tell us Dalen Ross was found shot and killed in a ditch in Perla last Thursday. Again, this is new information coming into our newsroom. We are working to learn more about the investigation. We will hear from his loved ones tonight on THV 11 News at 5 and 6. New at noon, Pine Bluff Police need your help finding a murder suspect. Investigators are looking for 22-year-old Ricky Howard Jr. He's wanted for the January 8th shooting death of Calvin Kirkland. The 55-year-old was found dead in a car on West 10th Street. If you see Howard or you know where he is, call Pine Bluff Police. This morning, Pine Bluff Police made an arrest in a different homicide case. Officers arrested 18-year-old Herbert Pam III. He was wanted in connection to the February 9th murder of Miguel Hoyt. Pam faces several charges, including capital murder and aggravated assault. An Arkansas school principal was arrested and charged with murder in the death of his wife. Omaha High School principal Rocky Dodson, who you see there, is accused of killing his wife Amanda, who investigators say died from a, quote, severe injury. Boone County deputies arrested Dodson and charged him with second-degree murder. He's now on administrative leave from the school district. A North Little Rock man is charged with arson in connection to fires at 2 Little Rock coffee shops. Both locations of the Grind Coffee Bistro were set on fire almost 2 weeks ago. 48-year-old Trent Smith, who the owner identified as a previous boyfriend, was later arrested and charged with starting both of those fires. Russian and Ukrainian delegates are meeting via video link for a 4th round of negotiations today. Meanwhile, the battle on the ground is heating up. The shelling in the capital city of Kiev picked up overnight. Russian forces hit another large apartment building in the attack. Ukrainian officials saying at least 2 civilians were killed. Fox News cameraman Pierre Zakrzewski has also been killed while covering the attacks. For 2 weeks now, Russia has encircled the city. There's no way in or out for people, food, or supplies.
People are running out of water, electricity, gas for heating, access to medical services. The situation is really untenable, unbearable for civilians.
President Joe Biden is considering taking a trip to Europe for face-to-face talks with allies about how they can support Ukraine in its fight for freedom. Ukraine's president will make a direct appeal to Congress for more support from the U.S. tomorrow when he speaks via video conference to House and Senate members. Russia's invasion has forced 3 million people to flee the country since the war began nearly 3 weeks ago. And as Tina Kraus shows us, families across Europe are now opening their homes to help.
Size of the room, we'd want people to sort of have as much space.
Natalie and her husband Stefan are turning their living room into a home for Ukrainian refugees.
It could happen to any of us, couldn't it? You just don't know what's around the corner.
They're among tens of thousands in Britain opening their doors.
We thought if we were in their shoes, we'd want someone to offer to give them somewhere to be safe.
The United Nations says 3 million people have left Ukraine since the Russian invasion. Most have crossed into Poland. Tanya says, I'm fleeing with my child, but I don't know where to run.
Refugees who make it here to the UK will be given a background check. Then they can work, children can go to school, and Britain's healthcare service will pay their medical bills.
This building belongs to a sanctioned oligarch.
These protesters want Russia's richest business people to pay too. Squatters seized this mansion in London, demanding refugees be allowed to move in. British officials say they're looking at legislation to do just that.
I want to explore an option which would allow us to use the homes and properties of sanctioned individuals.
We could completely clear this area out.
And for Brits like Natalie and Stefan who sign up to host refugees, the government will pay them $450 a month for their hospitality. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
For some added perspective now, the UN says 90% of the 3 million Ukrainian refugees are women and children. Governor Asa Hutchinson is commending Arkansas's role in supporting Ukraine. Aerospace and defense professionals in Camden actually work on some of the armed systems the country is using to defend itself. The governor and secretary of commerce shared their appreciation for the workers and their international contributions yesterday at Southern Arkansas University Tech.
The aero defense industry is very important in Arkansas, but it's never been more important than it is today as we see the struggle for freedom and the desire to save lives in Ukraine.
Governor Hutchinson says the schedule for the production of these defense systems has picked up over the past few weeks. He expects that trend to continue as long as needed. No matter where you look, gas prices remain high. While people are paying a lot at the pump right now, the average price looks like it could be leveling off a little bit. According to AAA, the average price for a regular gallon of gas in Arkansas sits at about $3.88. That's actually down a cent from yesterday. We're seeing a similar trend nationally. Today, the national average is $4.31 for a gallon. It was $4.32 yesterday, so a cent drop there too. Of course, that slight drop comes after a big surge in prices. Gas prices have gone up by almost $1 in the last month due to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Ride-sharing companies like Uber are being hit hard by that surge. Many are even adding fuel surcharges to help drivers. That means get ready for your next Uber ride to cost a little bit more. But as Tom Dempsey shows us, some drivers want their companies to do more.
With gas being as high as it is, it just puts more and more demand on us as drivers.
After becoming an Uber driver 3 years ago, Aaron Coach says the recent spike in gas prices continues to impact him every day.
It makes you not want to be out there, not want to take longer rides. It makes you more impatient.
On Sunday, AAA reported the national average for a gallon of regular at $4.33. For Coach and others who depend on their cars to make a living, the surge at the pump has meant making less while on the road.
You gotta break it down to see if it's even worth it, because in some cases you might not be making any money with gas being as high as it is.
As a way to help, Uber recently announced a fuel surcharge for all rides. For the next 2 months, riders will pay an extra 45 or 55 cents per trip, while Uber Eats customers will pay 35 or 45 cents more. Coach believes that assistance doesn't go far enough.
It makes no difference at all. 100%, it's better than nothing. but it's not enough.
In a statement announcing the move, Uber said, quote, "Long term, we believe that the key to reducing the impact of gas prices on your earnings is to make the switch to an electric vehicle." Lyft has yet to make a similar decision and did not respond to WSA9's request for comment on Sunday. Lamont Johnson drives for DoorDash and says the price hikes make it tougher for him to budget for the month.
You got to consider eating. You got, food, water, shelter, utilities, miscellaneous, all that stuff still counts with the card.
High gas prices bringing challenges for so many, with rideshare drivers hoping more relief comes soon.
Where do those free COVID tests the government mails out come from? We verify after the break, Nathan.
It is a soggy Tuesday around parts of central Arkansas. The rain will stick around. Tomorrow looks much better. St. Patrick's Day looking very nice, but another round of showers and storms will enter the forecast. I'll let you know when that is and what you can expect this weekend. Coming